Hi, I'm Michael, and I've started one organization that helps people discover who they are and how they're supposed to influence others. And I've started another organization that empowers others and what they're already doing to help them achieve their goals. This is exactly what we want to do for you today. So how do you get from where you are today to a thriving organization, a growing business, a viral blog, or a company that makes a difference? It all starts with an idea. Uncovering and crafting a good idea is actually the hardest part. So today, we want to give you some principles to help you discover an idea that can change the trajectory of your life.
Hi, I'm David, and I started a venture fund.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and I started a food blog.
Hi, my name's Daniel, and I started a health food brand.
I'm Adam, and I started a model toy painting business.
Hi, my name is Cora, and I started a social good design studio.
Use your unique background. If you want a good idea, the best place to start is with you. What makes you unique? What are your talents? What are your skills? What is different about your culture, your family, your upbringing? Use your unique background. David saw his cultural background as an asset for entrepreneurship, and it's leading him to try to do something significant in his home country.
Growing up in Ghana and now visiting Ghana regularly as an adult, the opportunities that exist there have always been obvious to me. I would say the same is true for many countries in Africa. There are a few reasons for this. First, the nascent economic background means that up-and-coming companies do not face much of a hostile environment in terms of large corporations, such as they do in the West. Secondly, African entrepreneurs are some of the most creative in the world. This is because of the adversity and the friction that they face in trying to scale their businesses. Finally, Africa is still one of the most resource, if not the most resource-rich continent in the world, despite centuries of exploitation. So this is a compelling mix. Why aren't African SMEs scaling as they should? At Third Way Capital, we believe that the reason is a lack of capital and business know-how. We look to provide both of these to our portfolio companies and our partners. My proximity to Africa, physically and emotionally, allowed me to see opportunities that others do not.
Be open to opportunities. So many good ideas start with opportunities. Not opportunities you need to create, but opportunities that are already there. Some of these you have to search for, but some of these you just stumble upon. One of the keys to uncovering an idea is to be open to any opportunity. Sarah positioned herself to see an opportunity, and she took advantage of it.
When I moved to the city nearly a decade ago, I wanted to get to know Toronto, and I thought the best way to do that was to explore its food scene. I was always looking for recommendations of places to eat and discover in the city, so I turned to Instagram at the time as a tool to find new places, new restaurants, hidden gems. But as I started to collect my own hidden gems and my own recommendations, I figured, why not just do it myself? Why don't I just start my own Instagram account and my own blog and share what I've been discovering? And that was the start of my blog, Taste by Jade. So I noticed that my Instagram account and my blog were growing and growing, and it started to reach into the thousands and then the tens of thousands. And as that grew, I started to get emails from different restaurants and food brands who wanted to work together. And for me, this was a whole new world. I had studied something completely different and was working in a totally different field in my day job. So I really had to learn everything from scratch. I met some people who were in the same boat as me, who were doing this on the side but wanting to turn it into a business, and I asked a lot of questions and realized that there was a real business opportunity here. So I started thinking strategically about how I wanted to turn this hobby into a business. I invested in a professional website, a branding kit, a media kit, and I started reaching out to potential clients. I eventually was recruited to an influencing agency who focused on the business side of things and recruiting clients for me while I focused on the content creation. People often ask me how I grew an audience, how I started this blog and this business, and I often say back that it's a mix of different things. First of all, really like what you're doing because you're gonna have to spend a lot of time on it. It's gonna take up space in your life, it's gonna take up time, and you're gonna need to be very persistent. So if you enjoy it, it'll give you that energy to keep going. It's also about increasing your odds of being at the right place at the right time. There's an element of luck in there, but I think you can increase your odds by putting yourself out there, trying new things, meeting new people, and just constantly finding those ways to put your work out there into the world. It's also about using what you have at hand. For me, I had an iPhone and I was living in one of the most diverse cities in Canada, so there was an opportunity there for me. So I encourage others to look around and see what they have as tools that they can use around them. There's no perfect formula, but I believe that opportunities are all around us if we just open up our eyes and see. Now more than ever, we need to diversify our skills and think creatively about how we take up those opportunities around us.
Connect your passions. Crafting a good business idea can begin with something you love, something you enjoy doing, which means that often it's something you don't get paid for. That's how you know they're passions of yours. So try to connect your passions. Daniel loves fitness and food. He's going to be involved in those two things, whether he gets paid for it or not. So he decided to put them together and start a business.
I've always been passionate about food and fitness. Growing up, I would always watch cooking shows on television. To me, there's just something exciting about taking raw ingredients and having an unending combination of food ideas to create something delicious and beautiful. Moreover, I have 3 older brothers who during their high school and college days were all involved in school sports such as wrestling, football, and basketball. I looked up to them and that naturally made me want to get into sports and fitness. I can remember as early as 9 years old lifting my first weights and playing sports at school. Growing up, I was basically eating whatever I wanted, and it wasn't much until my early 20s how I realized that eating healthy goes hand in hand with being fit. In other words, in order to grow to be strong, healthy, and athletic, you need to eat healthy food. One day I was looking for healthy peanut butter options, but most of the stuff out there, even these so-called healthy stuff, had palm oil, hydrogenated oils, and was high in sugar. I thought, why not try to make my own? After months of testing and tasting, I was able to come up with peanut butter flavors that tasted delicious and would help my body grow to be strong and healthy. My passions naturally led me to create a business idea that was challenging, but at the same time, I really enjoyed it. Passion and excitement wake me up at 5 a.m. in the morning to work on my business. Passion gets me through the really frustrating parts. Passion is what keeps me going every day when I feel like giving up. Passion is what keeps me motivated in learning. Passion is one of the key elements you need in order to be successful in business. Some practicals that you can ask yourself is, what am I passionate about? If I could wake up tomorrow and do something for free, what would that be? Passion is what will get you started, it will keep you going, and it will help you succeed. Let me leave you with this. Steve Jobs once said, "You have to be burning with an idea or a problem or a wrong you want to right. If you're not passionate enough, from the start, you'll never stick it out."
Fulfill a need. Sometimes uncovering a good idea is as simple as seeing something that's missing and trying to fix it. So try to see how you can fulfill a need. This may be a need in your own life, a need others have, or a need in your city. And then you can turn that into a business venture. And guess what? You can learn how to do that along the way.
In my life, there is a need to be flexible and autonomous. And so I like to be available to my friends and my family and my church. So I started a business to give me that exact lifestyle. It was about 4 years ago. I found myself working 3 jobs and the need to be all over the city because some jobs had a set schedule and other things didn't, and it was hectic. and I was also newly married, and we were planning for a family. We wanted kids, and as any new parent knows, those early years of raising children requires a lot of joyful investment, which also means time and flexibility. Money was also tight because we are in an urban center in Toronto, and cost of living has continually been going up and up and up. And for myself, I sacrificed a career pathway in order to be more available to help a new church in this downtown core. So I found myself giving a lot of time to helping this new church grow. And I found myself stuck working for this wireless communications company in downtown Toronto. I was stuck in my schedule. I was overburdened, and I found myself with an opportunity to monetize a hobby of mine that I'd been doing for years. And I found myself asking the question, what if I can do what I love and fund the lifestyle that we want for us as a family at the same time? So what is this hobby? Well, it's painting miniature figurines that are used in a strategy game. Well, what is that? Just something I've been doing since I was about 10 years old. And it turns out when you have been doing something for that long, you rack up many years of experience. So for me, I realized I've been doing this for 24 years. And in that time, I'd accumulated many skills beyond the average person who engages in this hobby. So I learned to paint fast. I learned to paint better than the average person. And so that is apparently a very marketable talent in this industry. So I set to work to offer my services to people where I can paint stuff for them on a large project on an average of between 4 to 6 weeks, where for them, it may take them about 6 months to even a year or two to get something done. So this helps remove a rather laborious step for somebody. And now all of this comes together to provide me my flexible, autonomous schedule that I need for my life goals, and helps them get more entertainment and value out of their hobby time.
Focus on change. If you're just trying to craft a business idea to earn money, then you might never be satisfied. But if your idea can also bring about change in your community, in your city, and even in your country, then your job can be more than just a job. Focus on change and you won't just survive, you will thrive. Cora's desire to make lasting social impact guided her business decisions.
As a graphic designer, the traditional route is to work in advertising. My faith and my values are extremely important to me. And I noticed sometimes when I was working on projects, the project itself did not align with my values. This made me very emotional and sad. For example, I was working on an advertisement for a fast food company, and I just felt sad because I knew the company used factory farming as a method. Another example is when I was working on an advertisement for a clothing brand that I knew used sweatshops and did not take care of the poor. One of my core values is that I believe we are all connected. I truly believe that each one of our actions matter, and we should be asking ourselves, will we be using our choices for good? When Jonathan and I were crafting our business idea, we wanted to focus on what our core values will be. Our first value is empathy. Empathy is being able to put yourselves in somebody else's shoes and really feel what they're feeling from their perspective. I am a highly empathetic and highly sensitive person, so I knew I could take this skill and use it well in my business. Number 2 is patience. Creating real change takes time. It takes a lot of effort. Looking back in history, all the awesome change-making movements required a lot of patience. I also believe that failing is incorporated in patience as well. Failing can be a positive thing because it means you're being innovative and you're trying something new. The important part is to be patient with yourself and others, learn from your mistakes, and move on. The next value is collaboration. We strive to work with passionate changemakers who inspire us, who we can learn from, who we can teach, and really inspire us to think of different ways of how we're approaching difficult problems. The next value is education. We really value constant learning within our studio. For example, we paid for one of our employees to go back to school part-time in order to improve their skills in web development. Our last value is community. We really strive to create strong relationships with our community, with our collaborators, and with our clients. So this value really influenced where we opened up our studio. We found an amazing co-working space that consisted of hundreds of entrepreneurs, organizations, and charities that were also working towards social change and working on social justice issues. So when you're in community, collaborations can happen naturally. So for example, one of our longest and most successful projects started by the simple act of helping our neighbors move their furniture into their new office. When deciding on projects, we asked these two questions. One, is the project aligned with our values? And two, what impact could this project make in the world? Our projects aligned with our values because we worked on social justice issues, environmental issues such as climate change, education, arts and culture, and the food movement. To start your business plan, first ask yourself these questions. What change do I want to make in the world? What are my values? And what relationships can I build in order to make my plan into a reality?
These 5 principles and 5 stories aren't everything you need for crafting a business idea, but it's a great start to showing you that you can actually get started today. Use your unique background, be open to opportunities, connect your passions, fulfill a need, and focus on change. Start there, and you'll be well on your way to starting something that will change the trajectory of your life.